So the beginning of the film is shown from the future where big sinkholes were formed on the ground, and after the erupting volcanoes, huge creatures started coming out of these sinkholes, which attacked humans and killed them. In a short time, 90% of the world's population was killed by these creatures, but humans did not find any way to kill them. That's why these creatures were named Reapers. These creatures are afraid of heights of 8,000 feet. Why was this? These people did not know the reason, but to escape them, all the few people started living on the top of the mountains. It was very difficult to live here with just a few things of need. Among these survivors was a child hunter who was the only child in his community who was now bored with his life. One day he goes down the mountain in the hope of meeting the Reapers. Where there was a danger of those Reapers, he does not find humans, but a Reaper follows him. To save his life, Hunter ran as fast as he could, and just in time, before attacking that Reaper, he crossed his safe line. He was saved, but now his dad also found out that he had gone down. Hearing this, his dad was very worried, and his dad told him that going down is not safe at all. Look, you have a problem running too. Here we found out that Hunter had trouble breathing, and he always lived with the help of filters. One day, he explained to his dad that he wanted to find more people in the bus. In response, his dad says, "Look, Hunter, I have lost your mom. Now I don't want to lose you." Saying this, he went hunting with his friend Katie, where even on the hunt, he was very sad and worried for his son. Then Katie explains to him, "Look, he is a child and children are always eager to learn new things, so they should give him some space." When these people were coming back with their prey, they see Professor Nina on the way. She was experimenting by making new bullets on the Reaper's shell. Some of the bullets she made could have killed the Reaper. It had been 3 years since she had done this experiment, but she had failed so far. At night, it was seen that Hunter was badly ill. Seeing this, Will was also worried, and immediately he went and changed Hunter's filter. After that, he got a little better. He saw that he had the last filter, and now if he had to save Hunter's life, then he had to go down the hill and get more filters from the hospital. After this, he knew that going down was not safe at all, but to save his daughter's life, he had no other choice. This is what he goes and discusses with Professor Nina, that he is going down, and he has also found a safe road to go down. But Nina did not believe him because she felt that there was no safe zone down there, so she refuses to go down. And Will decides to go alone. He took some weapons and was ready to go down that Katie also came with him, who was his friend. Will did not want to take her with him, but Katie tells him that I have no one in this world anyway. It's good that I can save Hunter's life. Taking weapons, they were leaving on the journey that Professor Nina was watching them go. After all, she did not give up, and she also joined Will's group because she knew that she would be able to do what she was not able to do in the city. She would definitely prepare a bullet from which those Reapers could be killed. These people were using a special route to go down to the city where there were as few chances of Reapers. Professor Nina shows them her modified compass here, which could detect Reapers from a distance because electromagnetic waves were coming out of the Reapers. After walking a lot, they finally reach a place where they were in danger of being Reapers. But Professor Nina's compass tells them that there are no Reapers far away, and these people continue their journey. There were a lot of military trucks standing here, which must have come to kill those Reapers. But they killed themselves in this battle. Will and Katie take their survival things from these trucks. Here they found a lot of grenades, which Katie knew how to use. They thought that now the rest of the journey would be easy through these grenades. Professor Nina also finds a big hole here, that is, a part of the body, which she picks up and starts collecting more samples from here so that she can find out about these Reapers and find a way to kill them. In the meantime, Katie starts bad-mouthing Professor Nina because she thought that her friend and Will's wife died because of Professor Nina. Their fight escalated so much that their hands turned into water. Now these people were in such shock that they suddenly heard the sound of a Reaper from a distance. After reading this, they saw that this was not a Reaper, but there were a lot of horses here, and seeing this, they were surprised that Reapers did not kill animals, they were only killing humans. These people now go to the chairlift from where they had to complete their next journey. Upon arriving here, Professor Nina feels like a Reaper is close to her compass. When these people look around, they see a tree on one side. That is, the monster was there. If they wanted to save their lives, they had to run away from here immediately. Will and Professor Nina sit in the chairlift while Katie tries to run its power supply. Now, as that Reaper was coming close to Katie, Katie was scared. In this anxiety, she throws a grenade near the Reaper, which caused a big explosion there. But the Reaper did not get any effect from this explosion. These people quickly turn on their chairlift and run it. And on the other hand, we are shown that Katie was now trying to climb the chairlift. As soon as she jumps from the tower towards the chairlift, unfortunately, she could not jump on the chair. She was about to fall, but then Will held her hand and saved her. But despite all this, the problem was not solved, because the Reaper was now right behind them and was shaking the cables of their chair badly, because of which their chairlift broke and fell down. And now, to save their lives, these people take the way back. That is, they start running towards the height where these Reapers could not come. After coming back, these people did not go to their homes because it was very far. These people stayed in a restaurant where these three started talking. Professor Nina tells them that when these monsters came into this world, as soon as they came, they killed 95% of the people of the world without sleeping, as if they had come to kill humans. But there was also a strange thing that they did not kill humans, and they killed someone else other than humans. Because of this, she was always in doubt that did someone design these Reapers just to kill humans, or maybe they were sent by God to kill humans. While talking about this, Katie and Professor Nina fall asleep, while Will remembers some moments he spent with his wife. The moments in which he also talked about Professor Nina. He and Professor Nina were partners, and Will's wife always said that Professor Nina is the only person who can definitely make a gadget to kill the Reapers. The next morning, we see that these three were leaving for their mission. To collect their needs, they had to go down to the city. At this time, these people were passing through a tunnel. Half of the tunnel was at a high altitude, that is, at an altitude of 8,000 feet, where these Reapers could not come. But the rest of the tunnel was at the bottom, where there was a risk of Reapers. Despite all this, these people continued to enter this tunnel. Here, Will did not tell Professor Nina that her compass will not work underground. After a long journey, he finds out that the other entrance to the tunnel was closed. Now he had to take the way to the other tunnel from here. If he had traveled for so many hours again, he would have got tired. There was also a shortcut here which used to go through small stairs. These people decide to use it, but because it was closed for a long time, there were a lot of chimps here. There were bats that attacked them, but these people survive. Finally, now these people reach another tunnel, but it was not good for them to come here, because there was already a Reaper here. As if they were just waiting for them, they quickly covered the light on their heads so that the Reaper could not sense them. But still, the Reaper sensed them. To escape from this, these people now start running, and while running ahead, Katie had blasted a grenade at a distance, with which she knew that the Reaper would not die. But yes, his speed would be a little less to reach them, and by doing this, she had succeeded a few times. But still the Reaper was behind them. In this, by turning back, Will also shoots at them and tries to stop them, but no bullet was affecting the Reaper. They were lucky that they found a small hole in this tunnel in which all three of them go. In this tunnel, the Reaper also closes his burning tail close to their mouths, which made their breath dry. But Will did not show mercy here either, and threw the matchbox to the other side, by which the Reaper was distracted by looking at the light on the other side. Now these people try to make a way from the other side of the tunnel and try to get out of here. But once again, the Reaper puts the matchbox in front of them and tries to stop them, because he was behind. But somehow Will escaped this attack. Katie was ahead of everyone. In a hurry, she goes into such a tunnel where another Reaper was present, and at this point, the Reaper did not show any mercy on her and attacked her and killed her. Although Nina kept trying to save her from behind, but everything was a failure. At the last choice, Nina just saw a ladder coming out of there, and Will left from here, leaving Katie here, which was going to hurt them all their lives. Now these people had come to a safe altitude. Above these 8,000 feet, where there was no Reaper, these people could have been safe here. But Nina does not give priority to staying safe at this time, but gives priority to her mission and decides to move towards her labs. There were a lot of houses here where no one lived now. Will and Professor Nina were sitting here. There was a lot of food here, too. Nina made food for both of them. And sitting here, Will remembers Hunter. He liked this food a lot. But in their city, this simple food had also become new. Anyway, now Nina explains to Will that how she can create such a bullet from a mixture of different chemicals that can kill those reapers. Nina thought that there must be some magnetic power in them, and with the help of a special chemical that could destroy the charge like a bomb, which has a 90% chance of those reapers dying. Will did not believe her at all, and now Will could not believe that Nina's friend, i.e. Will's wife, believed in this theory of Nina. Anyway, the next day these people moved towards the lab. The first stop here, Will had gone to a hospital, from where he had to take Hunter's medicine and filters. He took the gun and moved forward, because he knew that he could face the reapers. But till now, Professor Nina's compass had not given him any sign of a monster being here. Finally, Will also gets Hunter's medicine, whose stock he keeps in his bag, as much as he could. After this, these people were about to run away from here. But then he realized that there is a reaper hidden in this hospital, which Nina's compass did not detect because that compass was now broken. These people try to escape from him quickly, but that reaper starts attacking them while breaking the walls. He even captured Will with the help of his tentacle. Here, Professor Nina very smartly takes out an axe from the nearby firebox and attacks the reaper's tail, because of which the reaper leaves Will. Now they had to run away from here. But before running away, Nina had opened all the oxygen cylinders here, because of which there was a fog there and the reapers could not see them. Nina's idea was also good, but Will's idea was even more amazing. Will shoots an oxygen tank which caused a huge explosion there, and with the pressure, the reaper flew out of this building. These people see the reaper standing from above, who was lying lifeless on the ground. But these people did not know if the reaper was dead or unconscious. Most of these people could not stay here. That's why Will asks Nina to go back. But Nina says, "No, Will, I have to go to my lab, so that I can prepare a new bullet to kill them." Will agrees to Nina, and these people sit in the truck and leave for the lab. And as soon as they left, we were shown that the reaper had come to his senses again. As soon as he came to the lab, Nina had started her work. While Will was visiting this lab where he saw a family picture of Professor Nina, he was shocked to see that Nina had a family too, because he had never discussed anything about his family. As soon as he asked this question, Nina started crying, and she said that the day the reapers attacked the world for the first time, I was in the lab. My family kept calling me, but I decided to stay in the lab, and because of me, my family died, and today I am alive. Hearing this, Will also gets very emotional. Nina continues the conversation again and says, "It was just that day and today. I decided to take revenge on these reapers. And see, I will definitely take revenge on them for my family." Anyway, after saying this, Nina turns around and shoots a bullet on the scale of the reaper. But the scale is still nothing, which meant that his bullet was not completed yet. Seeing this, he tells Will, "You go back to your son. I will stay here until I find a solution, until I make a new bullet." Will also agrees with Nina and wants to leave from here, because Hunter needed more of the medicines he had, while Nina gets so busy making bullets that she does not realize when a reaper comes to her lab. As soon as she heard the sound of the reaper, she closed her eyes. And as soon as she closed her eyes, she realized that she had not tried any chemical composition that could really work. As soon as she realized this, she quickly mixed the chemicals and started making a new bullet. While here on the road, we were shown that Will was trying to go to his town very fast. But then his car collided with a stone and had an accident. And because of this accident, he fainted. After a while, when he regained consciousness, he heard the sound of a monster near him. He had to get out of here as soon as possible to save his life. The car could not do anything to him. That's why he breaks the front mirror of the car and gets out of the car and tries to escape from the reaper and run up. But this time, maybe his attempt would have failed because the reaper was right next to him. Before the Reaper attacked him, Will hears the sound of a bullet, and surprisingly, with this new bullet, the Reaper dies. The shooter is none other than Nina, who had made a bullet from her new experiment, which could have killed the Reapers. She had also killed the Reaper with this bullet, and now she was just in time to save Will. When the Reaper died, there was a big explosion there, which meant that Nina was fine. There was a charge in which the electric combination caused the explosion. When Nina and Will went near the dead Reaper, they found out that this Reaper was not an animal, not a creature, but a robot monster which had been made. Someone must have made it just to kill humans. And as soon as they understand this, they get shocked. Will was still confused that who could it be that sent so many monsters. Nina replies that it is the aliens or the monster robots sent by the aliens. Nina also explained to Will that they can't come at an altitude of 8,000 feet because there must be something wrong with their programming. Because of this, they won't be able to function at high altitudes. Finally, Nina, with her new bullet, kills all the Reapers on her way and reaches her camp. Where she was very happy today, Nina had found a way to kill the aliens. It is called a pirate flag race here. By doing this, everyone knows that they have found a way to kill the Reapers. All the survivors start preparing for this battle with the Reapers, and they make a lot of bullets from the formula told by Nina. On one of the bullets, they wrote the name of Katie, because Nina's courage to take her to the lab was given by Katie. That's why her credit went to Katie. After making a lot of bullets, the survivors start fighting with the Reapers, and as much as possible, they start taking their place back by killing the Reapers. While here, it is shown that Nina was still studying the Reaper's body, where she was very happy to meet him today. They were looking at the sky with a telescope, where Nina sees 3 big spaceships coming down from the sky, which meant that the aliens knew about the Reapers who had been killed by the Reapers. And the aliens had now prepared for a complete war against them. What was going to happen next? With this mystery, this movie ends here.